Hello and welcome to the next part of my Arcade Spirits live stream. I'm sorry that it's been so long since the first one. I just got distracted um, by life, really. Um, since that, we started a new year. You're officially done with 2020, and 2021 is not much better. So we do have a new president. Yay! I'm very happy about that. Just posting on Twitter real quick that I'm streaming. Okay, there we go. That's done. Oh, I need to announce it. Okay, so last time we had played chapter 1 where we met the main character, and then we met who had just lost their job and were ready to start searching for their next one. And they ended up getting a job at an arcade where they had some really kooky coworkers. I love Francine. But the coworkers are Gavin, Naomi, and Ashley, and there are three regulars named Percy, Queen Bee, and Teo. And this next chapter will introduce us to more characters. Last chapter was long. This chapter is not quite as long. So here we go. Chapter 2. I would tell you more, but it's covered within the game itself. So there's no point in me saying it. I love the music. It is the future year 20. I really wish it was 2020 or 2021. I had my mouth in the wrong spot. And you know what? Things are pretty okay. I've worked as a floor attendant at the Funplex for 2 weeks now. Hard work, to be short, but rewarding. See, this is why I didn't bother saying anything before I started the chapter, because it can be covered in the chapter. In a spiritual sense, at least. I've helped Naomi repair pinball games. I've had tea with Francine, while she reminisced about the far-out 1960s. I've evacuated gamers when the kitchen accidentally caught on fire. I've had numerous kids puking up notches on my clothes. I've scraped them off any number of surfaces. I've chased what turned out to be entirely too many spiders out of a single skee-ball machine. Well, that's lovely. Okay, look, I know I'm not painting this as a very rosy picture so far, but honestly, I'm happy. I'm happy even amidst the chaos and the grossness. I'm happy, and that's all that matters, right? Hey, you're happy. Oh, gosh. I love Juniper's design. This is the best I've seen you in ages, Jess. Before you come home all drained and exhausted now, well, you're still tired, but a good tired. There we go. I remembered how to hide the chat box so you can admire Juniper's design a little bit more. I love the little cats on her socks. My roommate Juniper, she'd taken to stopping by during her lunch break whenever she could get away from her office cubicle long enough to do so, because her job is not that far from the arcade. It's still hard work, don't get me wrong, but overall, it's good work. I just feel good, totally good and stuff. Good. Agreed. Super good. 7 plus good. Iris, we talked about you listening in on my conversations. What did I tell you about that? To pretend I wasn't eavesdropping even when I am? Exactly. No, I'd be more upset about my creepy privacy invading digital overmistress. There we go. I can talk. But I have to admit that Iris really pulled through for me. What is up with my throat? Hang on, I'm gonna grab a cough drop here. Yeah, there was I think it was in the previous chapter you called her digital djinn, which I thought was really cool. It would be alliteration. I didn't use that response, but I love the alliteration. Even if she also ordered a 3-month supply of pizza bagels on my behalf. And now this become an in-joke in the family, pizza bagels. So, Jennifer, how long do you have left on your break? Any time to squeeze in some pinball or something? Some spot you tokens. No can do. Our new assistant synergy manager arranged a team building exercise. I had to move colored bits of paper around or something and then exchange high fives. Assistant synergy manager? That sounds like a very vague job. Nah, it's actually entry level. Good pay and right on track to middle management. Pretty cushy, if a bit dull. The only thing is that they asked me if I knew anybody who'd fit in before they started advertising for candidates, and I said nope. Who want to do that? When was this exactly? Oh, 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, right when I needed to find work, you told them you didn't know any good candidates for a well-paying entry-level job. Uh-oh. She looks so nervous. Jennifer. It's funny as another thing, there's a character also named Juniper. But you don't find out that's his name. Juniper. Please tell me you told them no because I'd already taken this job by that point, not because you forgot. Uh-oh. Not a lie. I was happy here indeed. Also not a lie. Having packed pizza bagels for lunch, having pizza bagels for breakfast because we barely had enough money to cover the rent this week pulled together. Ouch. Also not a lie. Gavin constantly hiding the numbers from us, insisting things were fine, all while dryly joking about perpetually being on the edge of crash and burn. That's not nerve-wracking. Also not a lie, that every time someone in my family tried to chase after happiness instead of stability, we fell deeper and deeper into debt and misery. Just say something, you're scaring me. When I lost my lifeguard job, I barely reacted. Didn't care that I was impoverished again and facing an uncertain future. I guess one of the nasty side effects of no longer going with the flow is no longer being numb to the reality of your situation. But I shouldn't feel upset. I've been genuinely enjoying my new job. It's restored my sense of hope that my days can be something to live through, not just endure. I had no right to be angry or upset at losing an opportunity at a safer, more stable future, right? Okay, so do we tell her the honest truth? Do we lie to protect Jennifer? Or do we basically yell at her? Harsh truth. Not the last one. That's not me. But not the middle one. That's not me either. I don't want her to think that I'm okay with this. I want her to understand that it does bother me, but in such a way that she understands and isn't hurt by me in return. So we're going with the first one. So I won't be angry or upset. Simple as that. I decided I was done compromising, right? Done with settling, going with the flow, and going to be the one to break the family curse. I chose this path of my own free will, even if I didn't have all the facts at the time. But if I'm going to be honest, boundless confidence doesn't cover the simple fact that I chose to be vulnerable rather than safe. If the arcade closes, if anything else goes wrong, still, no need to dump all that on Juniper. It's okay, Juniper, you were right. I'd have hated that job, and things are great here. Oh. Okay, Juniper. Juniper, I said it's fine. Everything is fine. Honestly, I'm okay. I mean, I won't deny that job would have been a safer bet. I want to contribute my fair share to the apartment. What's done is done. I'd rather look forward than back. Juniper, it's cool. You're right. I'd have hated it. Okay, good. I've got a good feeling about all this. I think you're right where you need to be, even if I was kind of dumb about getting you here. Hey, I gotta get back to the office. Have a good lunch, okay? I can feel the distant rumble of a frozen box of pizza bagels taunting me from the recently repaired employee break room. Yeah, okay, and you have a good rest of the hours of your day, yeah? You bet. I'm okay with this. Everything is fine. Right? Right. What I need right now is a distraction. And frozen pizza bagels are most certainly not it. My pocket money is really slim, but I think I need to step out for some fresh air and treat myself to a better lunch than that. And hey, maybe some company too. Nice and distracting, talking to someone about anything other than this. Let's see, who's available? Percy, Queen Bee, Theo, and Ashley. What about Gavin and Naomi? Where are they? But we will go with Percy because I love Percy. I know Percy is cool with people interrupting his movie mania, but I still prefer to wait until he's taken a break between rounds. Looks like good timing for lunch. Percy's flipping through messages on his phone in a highly bored manner when I walk up to him. Hey, Percy, how's Snoopy today? Oh, pretty bad performance overall. Haven't even cleared 1,000,000 for the day. Gee, my stock picks are down. Bad luck overall. But on the whole, can't complain. Every day is a gift. Oh, Percy. I love his voice. Of course, I love British accents in general. So, do you need something, Jeff? To be honest, if I don't get out of here and get my mind off of things, I'm going to melt down. I was thinking lunch. You had lunch yet? Don't you usually have those little pizzas? You notice, huh? I subsisted on peanut butter sandwiches for a time. It's nothing to be ashamed of, just life has ups and downs. But as soon as you're looking to avoid the downs at the moment, by all means, let's go fetch some lunch. If I may suggest our destination, you haven't been to a whole store yet, have you? The donut shop? Donut shop and used bookstore. They have pastries and sandwiches and the like. It's a charming little cafe at heart. If you'd be kind enough to accompany me, unless you'd rather we have little pizzas. Donuts and books, a winning combination. Sounds good. I love donuts, I love books, I love that combination. Then let us be off. Despite coming to this little strip mall for 2 weeks, I hadn't actually visited our neighbors. That sounds about right. Mostly I did whatever needed doing. Took orders from Gavin, lent a hand to Ashley and Naomi, things like that. Whatever the job happened to call for. No more, no less. I couldn't say I've been a part of any community outside the immediate circle of my coworkers, whereas the others visited Whole Story frequently. Percy leads the way into a shop that smells strangely of dusty old books and sugary sweetness. Oh, that sounds like an amazing smell. I don't think I've ever been in a little independent bookstore, or a bookstore at all for that matter. It's funny, but who buys books in brick and mortar stores anymore? Hello. I would still visit an actual bookstore if we weren't still dealing with COVID. I used to love going to Barnes and Noble, or there was even a used bookstore near where we lived that my mom would go to on a regular basis, and I would just go in there and just breathe in the smell. Or visit the library. I love the smell of books. New or old, it doesn't matter. But despite the subdued atmosphere compared to the arcade, there are customers present and accounted for, sipping coffee, reading old tomes, and yes, munching donuts. Percy secures a tiny table for us before directing me to the bar. Hang on, what the heck is up with this menu? It's organized by the Dewey Decimal System? Yes! I'll have a Douglas Adams. Don't worry, they know my order. And it's my treat, yes? Douglas Adams. Didn't you write Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? I remember a lot of things, trying not to make a big deal of it. Cash was tight, and boutique cafe pastries wouldn't help my situation much. No, I've been in that situation. Oh, yes. A pair of middle-aged guys wait to take my order. Hey, I'd like, okay. Do we want a super sweet glazed chocolate sprinkle special surprise with orange juice? Or do we want them to surprise me? Or do we want just a glazed donut and coffee? Well, anyone who knows me knows that I love chocolate. So there's no question as to which one I'm going to go with here. I'll have the Shel Silverstein and one of my favorite authors. I actually did a thing. It was called Odyssey of the Mind, and the first year we did it, we did a thing on authors, and one of them that we did was Shel Silverstein. The second fellow puts together my order and also drops a small book of extremely silly poetry on the tray with it. Yep, that's Shel Silverstein. Huh, a literary Grinch. Okay, before we go further, just take in the character design. I love that they have very distinct shapes and appearances and colors. And it's interesting that, I forget which one is which. He's wearing the cross, so that indicates that he's Christian, which not a big deal, but it's very understated. And maybe he's not Christian and he's just wearing a cross because he can, but you never know. Yeah, Matt. There we go. Right, sorry, I should have introduced myself. Floor Attendant Jeff Barnett at your service. I'm your inside gal for tokens and tickets. Apparently this year is available in forms other than round and holy. Yes! Oh, when I first played this, I loved meeting them. I was so happy. It's not a date. They always bring a smile to my face. I don't know they're going to be in the sequel to Arcade Spirits, which they are currently working on. I'm so excited. The pair waits the next customer in as I return to Percy's table with our orders on a nicely decorated wooden tray. Hi, I'd have warned you, but honestly, Ben and Matt are best experienced without spoilers, which is why I didn't say anything, because I wanted all of you to enjoy. So I don't know how many of you that are watching have actually played the game already. They invited me to their wedding, you know. I was new in town back then, but, well, they're kind-hearted to say the least. Yep, and that's why we love them. Percy opens the Douglas Adams book they gave him with his biscuits, but only closes it lightly out of politeness to the book lenders. Soon we've devoured our food. It's probably not a very nourishing lunch, also, but the sweet treat does wonders for my mood. Oh yeah, chocolate would definitely improve my mood 100%. Except personally, Percy definitely picked up on something being a little off. Any for your thoughts? It's complicated. Any for my thoughts then? No need to share yours if you're in no mood. Okay. Seriously, why Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze? Why not? Because there's easier high scores out there to knock over. I looked it up on Twin Galaxies last night. That score stood for 30 years. And that's a challenge, isn't it? But I suppose it's not entirely the challenge that appeals to me. It's, well, how to put this? It's personal. If you don't want to talk about it, I suppose I've teased it enough. We may not know each other well enough to be besties, yes, just a tale worth telling. And mazes. Oh, how she loved mazes. She had a gift for pattern recognition and optimization, a gift and a passion. It thrilled her to no end to take on a mental challenge and defeat it soundly. We got her books and books filled with mazes and puzzles, and she cleared one of them every day, always wanting more to fill her dreary hours, but only so many mazes. To solve the problem, I got her a handheld game console and a copy of Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. Honestly, at the time, I knew next to nothing of video games. A friend of mine in arithmetic class suggested it. With every scrap of pocket change I could muster buying that game for her, my family had next to no money, you see, a nobody family in a nothing village. Well, I suppose you can relate, yes? I can relate, yes. My family had a lot of troubles as well. I struggled, yes, but tried to keep level. You know, speak of bagels, huh? He's opening up a little, so I'll return the favor. We started out with money, I guess, but that didn't last long. Eventually, things like video games were just sort of out of reach. My parents loved me and tried so hard, but what is up with my internet? Well, the family curse kept getting in the way. Downsizing, king flips, bad luck, again and again. Now this, I personally can't relate to because my dad had the same job for 30 plus years, but my mom had trouble keeping jobs. Um, Eventually, she went back to school when me and my siblings were older, and she didn't have to worry about getting babysitters and stuff. And she got her master's degree and it teaches now. But for a long time, pretty much my entire public school years, my mom struggled to keep jobs to help supplement dad's income. And yet here you are, doing what you love, despite it not quite alleviating all the hardships. I made my choice. It's going to be fine. Everything is fine. As you say. I get the feeling he doesn't believe me. I wonder why. So the game helped feed my sister's need for greater and greater challenges. That's the key to Mr. Moopy, you see. It generates pseudo-random mazes. Now, this next bit, I kind of get. I could never be a whiz at this sort of game. I don't have the patience for it. Pseudo, as opposed to, well, it's early 1980s technology. Depending on your path through the mazes, you can precede the randomness part of the challenge, playing the game of the game. So you're metagaming. And Sal could play the game of the game like no other, better than I could even. She'd no doubt have beaten the high score by now. Her name up in lights as a champion to unseat a 30-year legacy. And that's why I'm a maniac for Mr. Moopy. Wait for him to continue, but nope, that's it. I think I understand, though. You're trying to beat it before she can, so it can't take the score herself, not anymore, or stay quiet. Yeah, this one I definitely picked up on something he was talking around. You keep using the past tense when describing your sister. I'm sorry for your loss, Percy. I'm sure she's every bit as bright and clever and warm as you described. I wish I could have met her. I have not lost a sibling yet. I don't plan to anytime soon. It's a very real possibility I could. But we're not going to talk about that. Thank you, Jess. The losses, it certainly left a hole in the world. When she passed a few years ago, all her potential, all her brilliance, gone. Percy sighs deeply, letting the memory wash over him, and pass. God, I want to hug him. Yeah, I imagine it takes a lot of computing power. Now, something that always got me. His initial spell, PJ, and her initial spell, Sit. Was that deliberate? I don't know, but it's hilarious. I think I know when my internet connection's been a butt on my PC. I'm recording on my laptop, but I have the chat open on my PC. And I think I know what the problem is there. Despite the sadness of the story, I can't help but smile at the ending. Well, on the day you beat the score for her, Floor Attendant Jess will be there to cheer you on. Thank you, love. It's appreciated. Lunch break's over. Back to the grindstone, eh? The arcade's not that grinding. Curious. Well, if you'll pardon the obtuse observation, you do seem to be going through the motions. Huh? No, I'm not. I'm having a blast there. By doing what needs doing, yes? Of course. I'm a diligent employee. I suppose it's a question of ambition, but it's not my place to judge. And you've work to do, yes? Go on, go on. I'll return the tray and our books. Excuse me. Can't say I get what he meant by that. But he's right about one thing. There's work to do. Take my leave to return to the complex. So, actually, we're going to go back a bit. But yeah, I get what you're saying, but the me in the game doesn't quite see it yet. Okay, going back to the complex. Time for the afternoon shift. That's usually when things heat up after the quiet mornings. More kids coming in after school, more pro gamers rolling in with crews. Love the music. And head back to my desk, ready to take care of what needs taken care of when I'm intercepted en route. Yes, Ashley, you're both back. Good. I was hoping to catch you before we left. Ooh, what's up? Hamza's up. Yes, huh? Okay. Ashley, I'll bring the van around shortly. Jess, you'll be flying solo today. Hang on. What's happening exactly? Who's Hamza? Hamza's a game finder and auctioneer, and gives next to no notice of when a new block of games will be going under the gablet, so we need to move. Ashley, Naomi, Francine, and I will be going to his auction for the rest of the afternoon while you run the funplex. My first instinct is to nod and go along with it. Gavin's the law around these parts. I feel like I should be finger gunning or something. Parsing these words is still dangling away in my mind. Doing what he's doing is great and all, but maybe I needed to step up a bit more. Bingo! Plus, the idea of being trapped in here during our hectic hours with no support was hardly appealing. Okay. Hey, what gives? I want in on this too. Let me tag along. You're trusting a complex to the newbie? I might put it down. How about Ashley and I swap places and I come with you? We'll actually go with the basically option. Is there a reason it has to be Ashley and not me? Definitely not. He just needs muscle to help move games around. I've got muscle. Well, I've got a muscle or two. Just ask Naomi. I help her move games all the time. Is this for me? I am short. Those games would tower over me. Yeah! I feel like such a third wheel at those auctions anyway. But just do the third wheel and let me handle the floor. I'll be the finest third wheel you've ever met. Trust me. I want to do more than I've been doing. Different things. New things. Show some initiative, like, I suppose it wouldn't change much to bring Jess instead, but no costume time today, Ashley. I need non-clutch fingers on duty in case of ticket jams. Pinky can stay in storage for the afternoon. I'm just happy to be helping folks out, one way or another. I need to go get the van. Wait out front, please. We'll probably be close by the time you get back, so I'll see you in the morning. Floor Attendant Ashley, away! Oh, I love her energy. Oh, gosh! Oh, I love Francine's outfit. Even me waiting outside with my two traveling companions. Not much time to chat, however, as Gavin pulls his van and a rental trailer around. Oh my, how exciting. I rarely go on adventures these days. It's just a quick trip, ma'am. Any trip is an adventure if you make it one, shall we? Francine reminds me a little of my actual grandma. My dad's mom. She's gone now. She wasn't quite as kooky as Francine, but she loved to make clothes, and she would, when we were going to my grandparents' house after my grandfather passed away too, we could tell which things were for my grandfather and which were for my grandmother by whether they had airplanes or cats. They had hot air balloons, it was both. The four of us pile in, and it's off to the highway. Gavin, consulting a driving map on his phone, leads us out of the city via a series of weird turns and back roads. Ironically, van looks like the measuring machine from Scooby-Doo. I don't know what it is. I think it's colors and the shape combined. But yeah, it just reminds me of that. Trust me, this will save time in the long run. You sure? And there's Francine asleep in the back, or it looks like she's asleep. Where's Hansa set up this time? Inside at some abandoned estate just outside town. It's about to be torn down, but they found a trove of arcade games in the basement. Whoa! So exciting! I love arcade raids. Arcade auctions. Raids. Actions. You guys got an arcade to English dictionary I could borrow? I love that arcade to English. Francine was that looking up from her knitting. That's why her eyes are down. She's knitting. A raid is when a bunch of collectors get together and rescue games before they can be junked by their original owner. An auction is when someone sells off their arcade games one at a time to a crowd of active bidders. So, which is this, a raid or an auction? It's both, Theory. Hamza, that sweet boy, buys up private collections before they can be thrown away. He rescues them from that terrible fate and then auctions off its finds. Sort of. Okay, now I'm going to say on the sort of part. I'm the newbie here, remember? That's what's great about you being a newbie is they can explain this arcade stuff to you. Well, okay, so Hamza obviously auctions off games for cash money, but he's a very whimsical kind of guy. You have no idea. I'm not going to say anymore. Once I saw him trade off a vintage burger time in exchange for some super secret chili recipe passed down through generations of family. Now, I'm not big on chili, but that's hilarious. In other words, he's just on the edge of being alone. Oh, Gavin. This would be a lot simpler if it was just a raid. We pay up front, we declare what things we want, and cart them away. Instead, he ambushes us with these impromptu actions and makes us come down there to entertain his whims. I think it's sweet. He wants to make sure the games go to good homes, to people who really want them, even if they can't pay. And really, we should be honored we got an invitation. He's trying to cut out the big franchise arcades like Deco's Palace and help the little guys, like us. As soon as Fishing arrives entirely on keeping Hans on Hans' good side. Huh. Okay, do we side with Gavin or Naomi or neither? Now, personally, I'm all for helping out the little guy. I'm a history major, and I want to focus on the groups that haven't had their stories told. So we're going to go with the middle option and side with Naomi. I'm guessing Hans is the sort of person who would let a kid have the game of his dreams for free. He doesn't care about money. He cares about people. Am I right? Correctamundo! Oh my god, I haven't seen that used forever. Hans is a great guy. Is he hard to predict? Sure. But he's got a big heart, and that means something in this business. Not enough big hearts left some days. Yes, because that's how you pay the bills and keep doors open, by having a big heart. You two, just stop already. Evelyn and I could sometimes squeak out a trade that's practically a steal, thanks to his personal modus operandi, so let's not push too far here. We need to temper our expectations a little, I suspect. We don't have room to add many more games, especially relics like Hansa usually deals in. What about the off-site storage unit? We can just rotate games in and out more often. Nearly full to bursting and not cheap for us to rent on a monthly basis. Not saying we have to go home empty-handed. Certainly a few holes in our roster we can fill should we find an excellent deal and beat the other bidders. But consider this, above anything else, a way to maintain relations with Hansa, even if we don't end up bidding. That's true. Ain't that the truth? Well, isn't it better to, not just settle and compromise all the time? Yep. As long as you don't make rain on your apartment or your stomach's growling. Ever since Juniper pushed me to stop struggling for less out of life, to stand up for myself and my happiness, and I've done just that without regret. So, everything should be fine now, right? Yeah. Right? New default topic diversion. The weather. Well, at least it's a nice day for an outing, right? Oh, come on. Yes. Wonderful. Glad I packed plastic bags strapped tight in, just in case. That's our Kevin, always thinking ahead. Trying to protect your investments, huh? From Hans's invitation, it seems like this arcade was largely abandoned and left to rot. I'd rather not add water damage to the ailments the games are already suffering. So sad when we come across a wonderful game that's just ruined beyond repair. Most collectors show their collections a lot of love, but others just don't care. Find old games in barns, exposed to the elements and falling apart. Yeah, I suppose this is one thing we can easily agree on. It's important to take care of your games. For their resale value, you mean? Broken games no fun to play with. It's a shame to see a classic in terrible condition. Consider pinball. Pinball games are very prone to breakdowns, particularly older ones. To experience them in their glory, you need to show them care. Even beyond a busted game earning no quarters, it feels like a waste to allow an enjoyable game to lie fallow. A waste of true potential. Good point. These two, honestly. Good to see these two getting along better, even if they only kept preemptively attacking him along the way there. Yep. With the rain pounding on the van roof, conversation gets a bit difficult. Gradually, everybody resumes filling about with their phones, knitting, or driving. I would be on the phone, because the thing is, I have ADHD, so a long car ride with nothing to do would be horrible. So, long car rides before cell phones, before smartphones, not fun. Leaving me to wonder exactly where is this action and or raid happening anyway. We've been driving for some time, leaving the city far behind. Yeah, Gavin said it was just outside the city. This doesn't feel like it's just outside the city. What would a massive scope of arcade games be doing this far out into the city? Maybe some closed-down roller rink, or an old bowling alley, or maybe it's a creepy old house that's likely haunted by exactly 87,194 ghosts. Okay, wait a moment. Listen to the music. Sound familiar? Not on Wild Mountain again. I just love the art. That's beautiful. I don't know who does the backgrounds, but they're amazing. I love the blurriness of the lights because, of course, it's raining. I like those flashes of lightning as you just sit there. The classic Tana looking place. So majestically awful. Gavin pulls up alongside any number of other vans and trucks. We're here a little late, it seems. Good grief, is this really the auction site? Creepy. Definitely creepy. At least an 8 on the creepometer. An old home has character, I feel. Let's not judge it by the exterior, shall we? With all speed, the group hurries inside to get away from the weather. I'm reminded of the movie Clue. This house doesn't look remotely like the house in Clue, but it kind of has that same vibe. Especially because in Clue, there was a rainstorm at the beginning when everyone was arriving. Now, this is gorgeous. The interior is just as beautiful. Hardwood floors. It looks like it's been kept in good condition. Well, except for this. Sorry, I've watched a lot of shows where they renovate old houses. It feels like there should be more damage if there's a whole that. Unless this is just, I don't know. Maybe that's just an inside ceiling, but the actual roof is still solid. Don't mind me. A large group is already gathered in the foyer of the crumbling estate. But one rushes forward to greet its enabler as the others say little mind. Here we go. I love it. It's in bold. This sounds like a standard spiel. Oh, yes! Okay, can we just admire the character design here? I love it. Immediately made me think of India. I don't know if that's really where he's from. Jasthana. For the people who didn't watch my previous stream, the name should make sense. He's so eccentric. I love it. So we could go with kind of a dump, isn't it? Future of Antiquity, 1980 is antique. Thank you for your gracious invitation. Now the thing about the 1980 being antique, I was born in that decade. So would that mean I'm an antique? Obviously, the character is not. They were born. They tell Naomi later on. We are gonna go with the basic option. Thank you for your invitation, Mr. Hamza. I understand you only invite a select few. The Funplex is proud to accept your summoning. Now you sound like me. Indeed, I am very careful who I allow to my events. These machines deserve owners who will respect and appreciate them. Hamza will accept nothing but. Alas, I've not a moment to enjoy your fine company, Jasthana. Perhaps later, but for now, it is time. Clapping twice for attention, Hamza rallies the small crowd in the room to begin the proceedings. Clearly, he was waiting for us to show up. Friends, companions, longtime allies of the noble art of the arcade, welcome, welcome to Donnerwood. To who's a what? Its story begins nearly 30 years ago when legendary pop musician Donna Michaels, singer of such hits as Thrilling and Mama Don't Mope, did a stately Pleasure Dome decree. Here, the reclusive idol crafted a private amusement park, a petting zoo, and an arcade. Alas, she could only enjoy this paradise for a short 10 years before her tragic death. Needless to say, the estate has fallen on hard times ever since, and this year it shall be torn down to make way for condominiums. Great. This is a gorgeous house and they're tearing it down? Crap. But not before we have our say. Indeed, a largely arranged table that probably cost more than any single arcade game put together is descended upon by the invitees soon after. I feel like I'm attending some ancient Roman celebration of debauchery and gluttony, not an arcade raid, or an arcade auction, or whatever. Donna Michaels! I knew it! I should have recognized Donna Wood when we pulled in, but it was raining too hard. Who? You've never heard of Donna Michaels? She was the hottest musical act in 1980. Beep! Naomi, I was born in 1990. Beep! See? So I'm basically a decade older than the main character. I'm totally plugging my phone into the van stereo so we could watch Girls Just Want to Play Games all the way home. Spoof on the real song, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. But first, I'm going to go check out the cabinets in the arcade. I'm not really into mingling. Later! She dashes off with all speed, heading for the stairs leading below. Suppose I should go network a bit. Hans's events always draw an interesting crowd of rival arcade owners. Heading for the foodstuffs, Gavin arranges himself a plate so he has an excuse to hang around and eavesdrop on the other collectors. Leaving me to, do stuff? Now I see why Ashley was bored at these events. Gavin schmoozes, Naomi analyzes finds, and Francine's already napping in his chair. I've got nothing to do. Well, when in doubt, find someone who knows what they're doing and stick to them like glue. So, do we go browse games, or do we schmooze alongside Gavin? Personally, I don't like moving either. I'm very much an introvert. So we're going to go browse the games. I'm really not interested in the arcade version of Game of Thrones going on up here. Gavin can handle these guys. Me, I want to see this legendary arcade Hanzo was talking up. So I head downstairs to join Naomi. Whoa. Is this a private collection or a full-fledged arcade? I was expecting a handful of games and a pool table or something but this. Easily 3 times larger than the Funplex itself. Even put it in dust and disrepair. It's awe-inspiring. And it's also hard to find anyone in this maze of tightly packed games. Invitees are browsing the available stock to decide what's worth bidding on, making it crowded as well. But eventually I locate Naomi practically cuddling a narrow-looking TMNT machine. I'm assuming TMNT referring to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I never really watched the TV show. I believe you had the first movie. But that's really the only one that I've seen. Ooh! Heart! Just look, a 2-player variant of TMNT. These were only released in the Oceania region. Such a rare find. Wait, wasn't the game originally 4-player? Yeah, because there's 4 turtles. My favorite is the blue one, Leonardo. But I did also like Donatello. Why would anybody want a version with only 2 joysticks? Well, because I mean, it's rare. It's a find. And it's less fun. Not the point. However, oh, now that she's not wearing her apron, we can get a better look at her more typical outfit. I'm assuming this is like to help support her wrist. I love the little alien. Anyway, it's hard to find one of these 2-player or 4-player. I'd love to have it for the arcade. I'd love to have that, and this one, and that sounds like me. I want that one, I want that one, I want that one, I want that one. Oh, if only I could take all these home with me. I mean, some have water damage, others like that busted CRTs and controls. They all need work, but I recall the game she was working on when I first met her. Extensive repairs needed just to make it playable. So not only would you have to fit and win the game, but you have hours of work and plenty of spare parts to purchase ahead of you. I know, isn't it great? That's the thing that family loves to do. Okay, is there a nice way to say this? I know you love restoring these games, but do you actually have the money for more new projects? How many restorations are in your backlog right now? That's good. This one I want to go with. This is the first time I played this with the little icons hidden. I can't remember which is which, but I'm not trying to game it. That's why I have them hidden. Bringing up the subject of money, it's a little touchy with her. So we're gonna ignore that middle one. Because I don't want to get her hackles up. Let's just go with this one. Just a reminder of how much work she already has lined up. Hey, Naomi, quick question. How many games do we have in storage right now waiting for the same restoration treatment? And how many games on the floor right now need a tune-up? Let's see. There's 3 on the floor right now that need reproduction and side art decals. And Pac-Man's marquee is a bit damaged. In other words, she's got a lot on her plate as it is. Plus, there's the 4 or 5 in our rental storage unit I still need to get around to, 2 of which have dead monitors. So can you really take on more projects right now? Putting it in context of all the work that's ahead of her since to bring her back down a bit. I could make the 10. I could get it all done, and then some. Sure, but I mean, Naomi sighs, frustration building. Pouty. Robot Cop. Is that a reference or something? I finally got that reference, by the way. I played this before. I don't know how many times I've done this access scene, and I finally got that one. Naomi, can I give her a hug? Wow, that's dedication. And really, you went straight from school to an arcade job? I mean, I've meandered from job to job, never really sure what I wanted. That's normal, right? Oh, definitely. I'm the oddball here. It's funny. I followed my heart and found just what I wanted, what I needed. And now, well, now I'm scared someday it'll all come to an end. Then Funplex will close. Okay, now I feel bad for bringing down her day. Hey, look, you never know, right? Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll find a game down here that brings in thundering herds of players. Right! It's a slim hope, and we both know it. But Naomi clings to it immediately, eagerly. A low bank balance and grumbling stomach mean I need to cling to that hope as well. I made my choice. Now I need to make that choice work. We just need to find the right game. Something nobody's played in a long time. Something that'll plug at the nostalgia strings. It's difficult finding the right balance, especially in the year 20 beep. A lot of these games are on life support for our time. They can be repaired, right? Well, yeah, for now. But CRTs and monitors that power these old games, the 4 LCDs and now 3D flats that are replacing them, they're in short supply. Nobody makes them anymore. Yep. I remember when our computer monitors and TVs were CRTs, and now everyone in my family has flat screens. I mean, who buys a tube-based TV anymore? Nobody. It's all high definition, that dumb 3D projection tech, which looks awful. Nobody appreciates a good CRT anymore. Aren't high-def displays way cheaper, though? I've seen some old games running them in other arcades. They're wrong, is what they are. These games weren't designed for pixel-perfect flat panels. They're designed for fuzzy tubes. The picture picture looks weird on LCD. To you, Naomi. Even 2 weeks in, I'm still cutting myself on one of this stuff. I mean, I get what I'm missing, but should we embrace this technology? I get it. She's a serious. There are always going to be people like that. I grew up in the internet age. I'm Silicon literate. I got opinions. Let's use LCDs and just bash people over the head to make their vision blurry. No. How about we buy some cheap and common games and get them for spare CRTs? Can't we simulate the fuzzy image and still use an LCD? I don't think I've ever taken the basic option on this one. We're going to try it, just to see, and if I don't like it, then we can scroll back. Hang on, can't you fake it using a high-definition screen? Just make the picture fuzzy, add a fake scan line, bend it a little so it looks like it's on a curved tube. Done. That sounds awful. I think I did do that once, actually. I mean, that's like serving someone non-fat frozen yogurt and claiming it's a delicious sundae. I like froyo. I guess we could do that, but we need an extra computing unit to process the image. Maybe a Raspberry Pi or something. I have some ideas. Raspberry Pi. That sounds delicious. If we don't have money for new games, we certainly don't have money for R&D. It'll have to wait. You know, I'm glad you're with us at the Funplex. Whether you take my side or Gavin's side, it's just nice to have someone who cares about games around. Ashley's fun, but she's way more into cosplay than gaming. But it's kind of odd, you know? What? Feeling like I'm not alone. I know that sounds dramatic, but I'm so used to toiling away in my little workshop with Ashley and Gavin, not really caring about the things I love. First of all, I just want to say I love her expression here. So puzzled. Anyway. They're kind enough to me and friendly. Well, Ashley is, but ever since you showed up, I feel like there's someone with me. It's odd. I'm not complaining, though. I guess it just takes getting used to after years of feeling perfectly content to be alone. Away from strangers, crowds, it's not really my thing. I don't like to network like Gavin does, or socialize like Ashley does. Me! And now I'm making things weird, so I'm gonna stop there. Good idea. Besides, I'm just about done taking inventory down here. How about you and I? Suddenly shouting and stomping of feet from the floor above. What the? Sounds like there's a fight or something going on up there. I think we better go see what's what. Quickly we hurry upstairs. What's going on? I heard shouting. Hamza ejected a representative of the dark carnival known as Seko's Palace from our midst. And not soon enough in Hamza's opinion. Oh, okay. I guess everything's fine then. Excuse me, I'm gonna go get my work apron on since we'll be moving games soon. Naomi, if you don't mind, after you change, we should coordinate our wish list. I want to get that settled before the auction begins. No, don't leave me alone with the Bacchanalian Orgy Master. I don't even know that's what he is. Excellent. Oh, that Bacchanalian. Now, let us resume social amusements and jocularities. Yes, Tana, we will speak, yes? Hamza leads me off away from the chattering crowd, presumably not to eat me, or yell at me, or anything like that. I love the way he says Seko's name. Okay. I'm just a floor attendant for the Funplex. Not much else to say. Mm-hmm. Okay, this guy is clearly on a fishing expedition for dirt. Considering the high court of arcade royalty I'm stepping with, maybe it's best not to give him anything. But I also don't want to make relations difficult for the Franzites if this guy is really a leading supplier of cheap arcade games. I'm secretly the royal heir of a distant land. Honestly, I've just had a run of bad luck. Just a hired muscle for moving games around. No, I can't resist. I have to go with that first option because that's totally something I would say. Between you and me, I'm the child of a prince, ruler of an ancient and exotic kingdom. I'm in hiding from an international conspiracy of assassins. I was blessed with a birthmark in the shape of Hubert, marking me as a chosen gamer or gamers. A fine attempt. Besides, I'm the true son of royalty around here, the long-forgotten prince, no less. I can believe that. Yep, I mean, look at that getup. Good. It assists Hamza's mighty reputation when people believe in the image he presents. I admit to obfuscating my origin somewhat, but there are some facts I allow to circulate. Obfuscating. Is it something I can understand that I know these big words? I'm a writer. That's in India, in case people are unaware. Good for the patron. I don't remember who did the voice for Hamza, but I love what they did. Yeah. Okay, so how do I get out of that condition? Do I need to indebt myself to a wealthy prince or something too? That's the thing, is doing both. I think I was mentioning something about that earlier. Wisdom and beauty, that is fancy. I'm trying not to make trade-offs, though, not to settle. My parents, they gave up on so much just to barely scrape by. Ah, that is the puzzle, is it not? What to trade? Allow me to regale you with the story. Hamza makes a sweeping gesture to the beautiful ruin of the Donnerwood mansion and to an oil painting hanging on the wall. And as we go back, there's the oil painting. At one time, Donna Michaels was a star on the rise. She had all she could ever desire and indulged in her desires all day long. She was a big 80s hair, by the way. But so indulgent was she that she failed to maintain the work that brought her there. After her second album didn't meet expectations, she lost interest. For years she lived in these walls, as a recluse, playing games for hours and hours. Rumor has it that she was found dead within her beloved arcade, hands still wrapped around a glowing joystick. She starved to death, lost in the game. I think that's ridiculous, but I've seen Percy play for hours and hours at a time. Join the music. Quiet. Changed. And now her lost and aimless spirit haunts this very place. Adrift as a ghost in the machine. And that's another reference. Too spooky for me, man. Too spooky indeed, and obviously a grim fairy tale rather than reality. But I feel there is an important truth buried in the myth. I asked you, was Donna's life spiritually satisfying? She didn't need to make any more albums. She wanted for nothing and had everything. You could even say she died doing what she loved, playing games. Okay, but she still died. No getting around that. Precisely. So many years thrown away, fusing the world around her in favor of a dream. A dream is a lovely thing, Jessica, but you must balance a dream in one hand and the world in the other, at all times. Naomi, she clings to her dream. Gavin, he clings to the world. Neither of them are truly happy as a result. Hmm. And what of you, Jessica? Do you seek to be truly happy? Well, duh, what else was I going to answer except yes? But Hamza pressed a finger to my lips. That silenced me. Hold that thought. The auction is about to begin. Hamza clapped twice, calling the room to attention. Clearly this was typical of him. Let us proceed to the arcade below. We have many games to bid on, all of which must be out the door by morning. As always, I will accept alternate bids, but test not the patience of Hamza. Your bid is not a serious offer. The hours grow short. Okay. We're getting towards the end. We're winding down. Any titles which my note takers will go to my own collection, but my hope is to find a happy home for every machine, one which will love and respect these games. Missions for me in particular to follow as the group files downstairs. This way, this way. A bunch of folding chairs have been set up in front of a large HD TV. One of Hamza's assistants loads up a photo slideshow of the games I'll offer as the group settles in. Hey, shouldn't Francine be here for this? It's technically her money. She trusts the two of us to make the right decisions on purchasing games. Plus, I'd hate to interrupt her nap, or her knitting, or both. I swear, she can knit in her sleep. Ooh, I'm just too nervous. I think I'm going to go browse the games again, see if there's anyone missed. So dark down here, I could swear I didn't see them all. And how about you, Jeff? Want to watch the auction with me, or go help Naomi search the arcade? I'm fine either way. Ultimately, you're only here to help us lug our purchases out the door, so do whatever you like. Thanks, I think. Stick with Gavin or go with Naomi? No, I went with Naomi last time, so we'll stick with Gavin. Auctioneering sounds fun, so I get to wave our bidding paddle around. Hamza's actions are usually a shout-out-loud affair rather than discreetly signaling, but I admire your enthusiasm. I settled in next to Gavin on one of the rickety old folding chairs. Not quite as posh as banquet spread above, but hey, it's business time, not indulgence time. Do we have the storage space for the would-be nicest? What about the cash? Got it. Then maybe keep an open mind, right? Don't forget to see the forest for the trees or looking at a bigger picture or something. Yeah, that got a little mangled there. In bold. I have expected mid-90s techno to start blasting that as his slideshow begins, but nope, just pretty photos of old games. Look at these beautiful games. It could be yours. All yours. But before we dive right in, I'd like a moment of recognition for Donna Michaels, whose spirit inhabits these halls. We who are about to rescue her games do so out of respect for her and her passions. May her soul be at peace with her beloved arcade in good hands. I thought he didn't believe in all that tall tale. Or is he just being theatrical because that is the way of Hamza? A little bit of both. Now then, shall we commence the auction, friends? I settle in and wait for Gavin to take an interest in the games on bid. Our next item up for bid. Oh, hey, I recognize this. It's a shelf, just like the one I moved out to the floor 2 weeks ago. Gavin glanced at his tablet, confused. Why is this on Naomi's must-have list? We already own one of these. The bidding opens at a pittance, a mere $50. Gavin shakes his head, ready to let the slide by. So, do we encourage him to go ahead and buy it? or do we encourage him to let it go? I'm thinking back to the conversation with Naomi, and there was one option where it talked about buying cheaper common games than getting them for parts. So we're gonna go that route. That machine breaks down a lot, right? Well, having a spare in storage would mean not needing to buy more parts for it. Let's do, and a quick reason to bid on it. I agree. Iris, give me a quick price check on the sum of all key components in a just machine. Now I'm typing back to Firm Gully. The last string first. High check on prune juice, Bob. As you wish, Mr. Cooper. Wait, do you have an Iris too? I can't say I like it, but yes, a premium Iris account. You have the free version, correct? I doubt it would be capable of a complex query such as this. Done. Individual components compounded together compile to $400. Gavin gets his feet. $300, please. Oh ho! At last, Gavin Cooper shows his fire. Will anyone step? I think there's a wordness in there. $1,000 to complete my Midway collection. Well, crap. Seriously, Gavin, tell me, why do you seek this game? Naomi's pride and joy is a fully restored shaft, but it breaks down frequently. I want to keep her dream alive by giving her an organ donor. Oh, you have put Hamza in a strange position you have between a collector craving her holy grail and a young girl's dreams. But Hamza must bow to fiscal forces that keep his fantasies afloat. Sold for $1,000. Since once he hits a bid he likes, it's all over. No going once, going twice. However, Hamza is not without a heart. I have a mostly working copy of that game in my personal stocks that I've been meaning to restore. Gavin Cooper, I grant it to you for free. I think this is Hamza looking out for the little guy. Free? This is the will of Hamza. Question it not. The collector sits, grumbling. You are most kind. I am most capricious, but thank you for the praise all the same. Onward! I love Hamza so much. The next item for auction is this rather unique piece. And gosh, that is one ugly football game. Looks like the side art stickers weren't even put on straight. The white paint is totally uneven. The marquee's been broken. The monitor has a big old as-is note. The joysticks are 4 different clashing colors. And do I hear 50, 40? Wait. I nudged Gavin, whispering, put a bid on it. Why? It's positively grotesque. I recognize the shape of the joystick colors. That's not really a football game. It's a TMNT. They only told me earlier that we need one of those. I thought they only had the crappy 2-player one. That's definitely a TMNT at heart. Aha, it's a cheaply done conversion. No doubt Central will apply to get more profits off a sports game and lazily types it up. It needs restoration work, granted, but slowly he stands up. I suppose I'd be willing to take it for $40. Maybe we could salvage the monitor. Gavin, you cheapy bastard. Sneaky bastard. There we go. Good. All games deserve a home, even the ugly ducklings. Are there any other bits? No, not a one. Very well. To Gavin Cooper of the Fun Class. Thank you. Now to Gavin sits down, I could swear I saw that Hamza wink at me. Does he know we just conned him? And is he okay with that? Well, he would absolutely be okay with that. Jess, you're more knowledgeable about old arcade games than I thought you'd be. Well, my parents took me to arcades all the time back when I was a kid. I see favorites like TMNT, Hubert, and... that'll be important later. And those were good times. Better times. I suppose you can relive those good times a little once Sam restores that game. During your breaks and after work, please. Yes, sir. I realize my demeanor is one of seriousness, but it's not like I'm anti-fun. I enjoy a pinball game or two, for that matter. I thought that was more for the chance, though. Order to chaos, developing mastery over the game, and so on. which is fun for me. Fun is a highly variable concept from person to person. Oh, yeah. For example, undoubtedly Naomi is going to have considerable fun restoring that TMNT back to its former glory, precisely because it's so mutilated. The funplex provides fun, excuse me, in any form the visitor requires. That's my endgame, the goal I reach for. The tricky part, I found, is balancing conflicting fun, ensuring as many dreams are realized as possible, despite reality being rather harsh about it all. We'll need to watch our budget today if we're going to optimize that fun. Do you understand? I guess being optimal is fun for you. As it is at that. Next, a rare find indeed. What would surely be the jewel of any collector's treasure trove, provided they are discerning collectors who appreciate such splendors. And the next game is a black and white driving game from 1970. That's before my time. I give you Death Race, inspired by the movie of the same name and decorated with gold. It sparked controversy nationwide. That relic is seriously on Naomi's must-have list? Absolutely not. Not only is it an ancient artifact of a bygone age, I'd rather not have angry parents mad that little Timmy ran people over in a video game. They're gremlins, not humans. Very, very blurry little white blobs of gremlins. Doesn't matter. It won't earn, and earning is critical for a small arcade such as ours. So let's meet the Sunplex and the theme of amusement. It's a part of history and important to Naomi. Don't we have enough money? It's barely bid. I'm going to go with the middle one. Okay, so it wouldn't earn, but it's a legendary game, Gavin. Its importance in the lore of arcades is undeniable. More importantly, Naomi wants this game. You told me your dream is to support the dreams of others. Considering we got a joust for free, we got a TMNT for pennies on the dollar, I think we can afford to make her dream come true. You're right. I've been letting so many of her wishes slip by during this auction. Perhaps this is the ideal time to make it up to her and obtain a unique treasure. Hamza, the Penplex bid $250. God, soups, I find like that can't go for a paltry $250. I bid $300. $400. Come on, fly it, $500. We have 5. Do we have any numbers above that? 6. 6 of one and half a dozen of another. Coronation. No one willing to match? It seems you have won yourself a piece of arcade history, Gavin Cooper. Sold. Okay, so Hamza's the type who uses full name. Got it. Satisfied, Gavin sits back down and offers me a curt nod of thanks. And that's everything on our list. Well, the must-haves and a few of the would-be nices. I'm assuming he did bid on some other games that we didn't see. Now sit and wait while Hamza grinds his way through the rest of the stock. We can't start moving games out until the auction's complete. Naomi's not replying to text. Can you go find her? I'm sure she's around here somewhere. Let her know what we bought. Sure thing. Leaving the excitable auction master and his compatriots behind, I started wandering through the maze-like arcade of Donald Wood's private collection. Naomi, where the heck are you? Dark and quiet back here. Where could Naomi be? It's not like it's an infinite plane of games. There's only so many places she could hide. And as I walk by a game, the screen lights up. I freeze in my tracks as my hand accidentally brushes past the glowing joystick. It seems familiar. Like something from a story I heard once. Hamza's called tale. He said Don and Michael supposedly died while playing one of these games. A game with a glowing joystick. I should walk away. I should go. I have official Funplex duties. I've been very good about not gaming when I should be working. But someone's already entered a recorder. The game is ready to play. One game couldn't hurt, right? Just one game. I want to play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. See, I wonder which one I'm going to do. My hands wrap around the stick and my eyes, drinking the colored light swirling on the screen. Oh! Play the game. Play the game. Play the game forever. Polybus, 1980, beep! Finish selection. Game start. This isn't real. It can't be real. I'm in there. That's me. Just a game. Just a game I have to play forever. None of this is real. Level 1, the heartbeat. Round start. There you are. I've been worried sick. What are you doing out here touching strange joysticks, meeting strange people, getting into trouble? You need to stay safe, Jeff. Trust me. Believe in me. I can help you find your dreams. All you have to do is everything I tell you to do. You depend on me. You need me. And you'll always depend on me. Always need me. I'll see to it by making sure I control everything in your life for your own good. Harper used overprotective. It's super effective. So come on, anyone? That hurt. It really hurt. Hide the truth from you. I'll keep you away from every chance you have to better yourself. I won't let you leave me. You'll always need me. What the fuck? Not real. It is not real. Harper used yandere. It's super terrifying. Ow, Juniper, stop it, please. You agreed I was right to hide that job opportunity at my office from you. I was right. Everything is fine. You'll never doubt me again, right? And if you do, I'll beat you until you understand. Again, I have to win the game. Get this feeling that if I don't win, I'll never get out of here. Something's wrong. I know Juniper's on a control freak. This isn't like her. Current health, 100%. Action? Summon a cleric. Refuse to believe. Attack the harpy. Yeah. We'll summon a cleric. I summon forth a cleric. What foolishness is this? Simple rational thinking clearly shows that your roommate isn't some scheming, conniving dominatrix. Ooh. I reject these lies and substitute the truth. Syracuse rationality is super optimized. No! Oh, that's super optimized. That's Kevin. But that animation is the best. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time. Okay. I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Jess. I don't want to control you or make you feel dependent. You have your own life to lead and your own decisions to make, and I should support that. Just wanted to help you smile again. I made a mistake keeping the truth from you. I'm so sorry. Trooper, it's okay. I'm still smiling. But are you really? I'm going to make this work. It's hard work, but I'm going to make my dream come true. Good. I'm so glad to hear it. Good old Juniper, a kind heart, as always. Okay, I can do this. I can handle this. Level 2, the shade. Round start. Oh no. Oh no. This is all your fault. Nope, I officially can't handle this. The pizza bagels, the debt, the rent payments, all of it piling up, mounting up, because you are a failure and will always be a failure. The family curse, the tears and the sorrow, moving from town to town, barely getting by, selling for what you can get, that's who you are, forever. It's never going to change. The arcade job, it'll collapse. It's already not enough to turn back the tide. Inevitably, the arcade will close, bought out by Dekonami, and you'll be jobless, homeless, ruined, just like you deserve to be. Shade used depression. It's super unfortunate. I'll say. You are better off not caring, not feeling anything. Go with the flow, accept your fate, following, though you never really had any other option. By the way, keep that last bit in mind about Dekonami buying out the arcade and stuff. I you can't even mount a defense because I'm you and you know I'm right. You know you're right. I'll never be happy. I can't do this. Couldn't help. 100% action. Summon a tank. Struggle against darkness. Attack the shade. We're gonna summon a tank. I can't do this. Not by myself. And I won't be ashamed to ask for help. I summon the guardian. I've known you, Shade. You've lurked in my own heart many a year, haven't you? But I know that there are others who love me, even if they're no longer with me. I still remember their smiles. I'd like to see Jess smile again. So I'll stand by her side, for however long she needs someone to lean on. I promise. Guardian used empathy. It's super compassionate. But you deserve. Going to watch that animation again just because. So much fun. That doesn't have to be me. I can decide who I want to be. And with everyone standing behind me, I know that if I should fall, someone will catch me. Prepare for final boss. Oh, shit. Good, I'm ready. I'm definitely ready to get out of here. Level 3, the Lost Soul. Lost Soul? Down, start. I don't get it. Not one bit. Are you done on Michaels? Girls just want to play games. Just want to be happy. I made a place where I could be happy forever. Walked inside and locked the door and threw away the key. I got what I wanted. I was happy. I didn't struggle. I didn't try. I didn't do anything more than I had to. Just like you. Can I just say for a moment? Even if it's just an outline, that is a very 80s outfit. I love it. Like me, I'm not a billionaire pop princess. Neither was I. Nobody liked my second album. I wasn't meant to be a star, so I gave up. Excuse me. I was okay taking the money and running. You could do the same. Maintain. Eat the pizza bagels. Do everything that's asked of you. Let Jennifer continue to float the rent. You're in a good place. You can stay here. You can let go. Play games forever. Be happy. No ambition. No hope. No need. You'll be fine. You'll be safe. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. Ever since my little lunch date, something's been bugging me. Maybe now I know what that is. Why did I ask to replace Ashley on this trip? I didn't have to. I didn't ask him to. Why did I do it? Because this isn't enough. Being an arcade floor attendant isn't enough. Living hand to mouth isn't enough. Good. Quit your job. Quit and become like me. Move yourself in the game. Oh, I'm not quitting. That's not what I meant at all. I want to fight. Quit help 100%. Action? No, I'm not fighting her. That's not what I meant either. If I can make the arcade thrive, I'll thrive. I will turn the Funplex into a palace of fun. My friends have supported me. I'll support them. I had no real ambition before, but I'm ready to step up. It has to be more than this, right? Right? This is me. So many wonderful people call the Funplex home. They welcomed me in, made me one of them. Now it's my turn. I see what Gavin means about protecting dreams, but I'm going to go one step further than he has. The arcade could be so much more. I could lead the way, go above and beyond, just doing what I'm told. I could champion the cause of the Funplex. That's my dream. I want to end the family curse, to find both success and happiness. And when the Funplex is shining the roaring success it deserves to be, with God as my witness, I shall never eat a pizza bagel again. And that's a reference to, I just like that, Gone with the Wind. I watched that once. Hated it. Mostly because I hated Scarlet. But the glitchy shade just looks at me with confusion. That sounds hard. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? It's a hard path, but that's how it's going to be. No, I don't think so. I think you need to stay here with me. You need to play games forever. It's so much easier, isn't it? Just let go. I can make you see. I can keep you here, drag you down, tear you apart. I might help her nervously. It's still full, but that could change. I don't think Polybius is happy that I'm not giving in. I can't risk a fight with Donna. I need to get out of here, prioritizing my survival. Or do you want to try and save Donna too? Okay, it's me. I gotta save her. I gotta try. This is risky as hell, but nobody deserves to be trapped inside a video game forever. Assuming I'm not just wildly hallucinating based on Hamza's spooky story taking root in my mind, none of this is actually real in the slightest. Donna, I am not sane, and you don't have to either. Polybius is making you feel this way. It's taking advantage of you, leveraging your depression. I know, because I've been mired in depression too. And I know if I can beat it, so can you. Nobody wanted me. They hated the second album. They moved on. Why not play games forever? Why not lock the door behind me? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Naomi cares, and I care. Screw 'em. They're gonna hate. Aren't you tired of this game yet? Okay, girls just want to play games. I get it. But this game is barely even a game. You've been stuck in here for so long. Aren't you bored yet? Your life was cut short by Polybius before you could enjoy all the games you wanted to. It doesn't have to be over. Please. Yeah. But it's all over, isn't it? I died. I'm not even down a spirit. All that's left is a simulation of me running through the subroutines of Polybius. Error. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for trying to save me. But there's nothing left to say. I'm not real. You seem real enough to me. Error. No escape. Purpose. Code. Execute. You need to go before Polybius completes its data collection of you and disposes of the original, like it did to me. I'll hold it back, and your BFF will do the rest. My what? Heart. I figured out how to break you out of this, but, my apologies in advance. Hang on, do I still something burning? No escape. Erase, Donna. Replace with new player. Erase. She's fading, but smiling all the same. It's okay. I'm ready. Go out there and fight for your dreams, Jess. Don't give up, no matter what. I saved her as best I could. At least she escaped in her own way. Also, something smells like bacon, and I'm in a lot of pain. As my consciousness snaps back, my hand releases the joystick immediately. Also, my pants are on fire. On instinct, I kick off my shoes and yank my jeans down, getting rid of them as fast as possible. Stamping on them, I quickly put out the flames, leaving only smoldering denim. And the melting remains of my phone. Iris! Oh no! She's actually shot to save my life! Wait, no, she lives in the cloud. She'll be totally fine. Yes. Briefly in my panic. Oh, yeah, it's fine. Still, I'm out of phone. It's actually a first degree burn, and I'm backing the hell away from that demonic video game as fast as possible. Quickly, I rush towards the sounds of people talking to catch up with Gavin. Gavin. Ah, there you are. Did you find Naomi? The action's nearly over. Wait, where are your pants? Surprise expression. Not important right now. You need to put a bid down on a game called Polybius so we can destroy it before it hurts anyone else. What? Look, it's a long story. We may not have much time. So, win that game, whatever it is. You should put it on the wish list. They're bidding on it now. What? Sold. One rare Polybius prototype for an undisclosed sum to the undisclosed bidder. Well, that's not creepy at all. If you mingled with Gavin and the others, you would have seen her. The woman who hadn't said anything all night long nods her head in appreciation, still expressionless. Thank you for your cooperation. Two similarly dressed men in black rise from their chairs, departing with the woman. Presumably to go box the game and put it in warehouse 13 or something. Is that a reference to Indiana Jones? But Hamza, wait, you can't. Hamza's hands are tied. All sales are final. This one, in particular, is extremely final. Hamza does not seek to cross federal authorities. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I should let this one go too. And honestly, the sooner I forget about it, the better. Especially if I don't want to be renditioned to a black site prison in unspecified I feel the need to emphasize that you're not wearing any pants. Yeah, my phone caught on fire while it was in my pocket. See, this is why I don't like smartphones. They're privacy invasive, overly expensive, and occasionally combustible. And you have a tablet, Gavin. How is that any different? An unfortunate incident indeed, but as a hospitable host, my course is clear. That is extremely not necessary. Oh, gosh. Fortunately, I've been whipping off his trousers right there and then. Hamza summons one of his helpers with a clap who provides a spare pair. Why do you just have pants on demand? Uh-huh. No, in apology for being unable to provide you with the game you sought, perhaps Hamza can offer you something special in recompense. My friends, the final 3 games for auction, all rare, all special, all highly sought after by collectors and operators alike. Only a few prototypes were ever made, released to test markets. None of them made it to mass production. But you're about to see rare gems of arcade history. Just Donna, you may make a priority bid on any one of these games of your choosing. Glance at Devin, who's shaking his head lightly, confirms we are officially out of bidding power. Not that I really care. I can't think of any obscure games I'd really want to add to the Funplex, but better to accept Holmes' apology and take a gander at them. Sure, let's see them. And with a click of a slide, I see. Are you done yet? I've been waiting upstairs for ages. Naomi suddenly has a cat. If you had gone with her instead of Gavin on the second part, you would have found out where the cats come from. Or, yeah, there are multiple cats. Why are you holding a box of kittens, Naomi? Oh! Yep, kittens, alright. Oh, I found them hidden in an old arcade cabinet. Francine and I are going to take them to a shelter. Wait, is that a Phrase Invaders? OMG! I've never seen one in person. I could restore that. Really make it shine. Please, please, can we bid on it? Even if we had the money, a quirky old Japanese game with weird controls won't earn a single token. Now, Zombie Meltdown, that's another story. Everybody likes a light gun game. Simple controls, simple premise, that'll earn well. Way too violent and gross, and jingoistic, and just sort of dumb. I guess Wyvern Keep would be okay too. Women protagonists at 50 cents a play, we both walk away satisfied. I suppose I could live with that, yes, but it's all moot. We can't afford any of them. These are the sorts of games millionaires and private collectors scoop up. We should just forget to work moving our purchases out to the van. Jess, do you concur? Earth to Jess, you in there? Hello? I remember. Before my family fell in hard times, before the curse kicked in, every summer we'd go to the beach. And there's this arcade, this one game I fell completely in love with, a game no one had even heard of before. Yes, I remember now. Hamza, I've come to bargain. Oh ho, I see fire in your eyes, Justana. Most impressive. Speak your desires for all to hear. The game I remember so fondly was... Oh boy. So I've had a chance to talk with one of the writers, and they've indicated that people tend to pick Wyvern Keep as a safe bet because it's one that both Naomi and Gavin was appreciated. It's a compromise option. The Phrase Invaders, that's kind of something I would enjoy doing because I actually played a lot of typing games when I was little. So I can touch type because I did that. But Wyvern Keep, I picked it the first time around because it reverses the trope of the the prince rescuing the princess, and instead it's the princess rescuing the prince. The other meltdown, not gonna touch. I don't like shoot 'em ups anyway, and just the whole idea of commies and all that fun stuff. Nope. So I'm a little torn. Do I go with Phrase Invaders or do I go with Wyvern Keep? Let's go with Wyvern Keep. The narrator, the music, the cartoon played out in front of me, amazing. Like nothing I'd ever seen before. I traded tips with other kids at the arcade, trying to master the sequence of moves to win the game. And eventually, I beat the Wyvern. I rescued the prince. The first kid in the arcade to do so. My parents were so proud of me. Those were good years, good memories, before the sorrows drowned them out. I wish to make a bid for Wyvern Keep. Good choice. I'm okay with that. I suppose Wyvern Keep would earn its keep, but we still can't afford it. I'm trying to bid. I remember Gavin mentioning that Hamza would accept things other than money, if they tickled his fancy. I have one shot at this. I can't half-ass it. He's an emotional guy and expects an emotional response. Yes, I'm over here now. Why is my phone calling out to you exactly? And that doesn't sound like my iris. Now? Seriously? Hamza, hold that thought. Gavin, can I borrow your phone for a second? I have two conceits off of resistance. Gavin passes me his phone. I turn my back and begin a heated exchange of whispers. Thanks for saving me by burning my pants, but this is not a good time, Iris. It's important. My emotional attention detection routines indicate that this is an intense identity situation. My programmers really wanted to fit in an hour about, but you know the rest. Since you need to be super convincing, you'll only be able to respond in a way that matches one of your top two identity traits, excluding basically. Fortunately, I've been tracking your personality all this time, so I can advise you as to what responses will and won't work. Ready? Let's do it! Well, that certainly was a whole lot of work to tell me what I already knew, and I'd only be able to convince Hamza if I was true to myself. Let's do this. Okay. I did not expect those two to be my top. I offer you a joke, so clearly I've been quirky more than anything. Or I offer you my drink. Okay, I'm gonna go with joke because I go the nice route very often. I offer you a joke. Interesting. Continue. What do you call an arcade game that involves you hitting avocados with a hammer? Hamza does not know. What do you call an arcade game that involves you hitting avocados with a hammer? Guacamole. Oh, I like that utter silence. So where's that utter silence? The first time I did that response, I had to tell that joke to my family. I accept your offer. The game is yours. You have got to be kidding me. I thought it was funny. I did it. I actually own a copy of Wyvern Keep. Every kid dreams of owning their favorite arcade game, and every kid thinks that dream will never come to pass. Owning an arcade game, only the ultra rich can do that. But I did it. It belongs to me and the Funplex. And this is just the beginning. So for now, better to focus on the present. With the auction wrapping up, the Funplex team works to move our purchases out to the van and attach the trailer. Fortunately, the rain stopped, making the labor a wee bit easier. Soon enough, we're back in the van and on the road to home. Hey, Gavin, here's your phone back. Appreciated. Also, I've made a decision. I want to do more for the arcade. You want more work shifts? To balance that against Ashley's needs. No, actually, I'd like a promotion. I want to be the arcade's event manager. I do everything I'm already doing, plus I want to organize some events that'll bring people in the doors. Tournaments maybe, or a grand unveiling of our new rare game, or both at the same time. Yeah, go. Let's make it a big relaunch of the Funplex. I want the Funplex to grow, and I want to do my part to help it grow. Our little Jess is growing up so fast as well. I'm in favor, Gavin, if you need my approval. Certainly proves that you want to step up, start getting more involved. You've shown far more promise than our old store attendant did. But hosting an event is a risky undertaking. I'll take responsibility for it. It's my dream, after all. I like the idea, and Gavin, more players means more tokens, means more revenue, means more games. Maybe even expanding the complex or opening a second location. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. But I will admit, I like the idea as well. Very well, Jess. If you can make the numbers in my spreadsheet so higher, you'll have earned this promotion. This is my chance. I'm done going with the flow. I'm done assuming the family curse will always keep me pulled back down to the deck. Now, new Jess, new Funplex, new dreams. Oh, hey! I promised you some Donna Michaels, didn't I? Gavin, I'm pairing up with the audio now. Turn the music up. As speeds on into the night, and a lost soul thinks of games and fun, everything is as it should be. Jennifer was waiting for me when I got home. She was worried I might be mad over what happened this morning, but how can I be after everything that happened today? I need to move forward, past missed opportunities and towards the opportunities I'm making for myself. I also had another surprise waiting for me, a brand new phone all wrapped up in shiny plastic packaging. After activating it and installing all my apps, I loaded up Iris and logged in with my account. She was right there waiting for me, in the cloud. It really scared me back there. It was like you were in a trance. Despite the warm feelings over how the night ended, one thing is still eating at me. Iris, what was Polybius exactly? Uh, it was actual factual technology that simulated being alive, like you. True, I am a very sophisticated and adorable simulation, am I not? I get the feeling there are things you aren't telling me. You're constantly invading my privacy. You're far more powerful than a free app should be. And apparently you can overload my phone battery and make it explode, which is worrying, to say the least. But I did it for your own good, to save you. Jennifer also blushed resentment for my own good when she didn't tell me about that job. And yes, she was right. It's still wrong. And I've accepted her apology. So where does that leave you and I? I'd like us to be more honest with each other. The voice in my phone lets out a little digital sigh. do know that AI making long decisions like that is kind of scary, right? Okay, but only if we're totally honest with each other. No, you need your rest, and I should get back to keeping a little program. Sweet dreams, Jeff. Risks and chances. Daring to dream. I could have walked away from it all, taken an easy path, like Donna did. But even with the questionable pocket AI and the heavy task ahead of me to make a tiny arcade into something grand, I was ready. It was time to take it to the next level. And chapter. Whew. Yeah, I thought it was shorter. I don't know. The winner is you. Now let's see your score. Captain seems to have taken a shine to you. He's the only one I really talked to quite a bit. You can tell that I haven't interested much with Queen Bee and Tail. And the kind of option. Actually, more basic than quirky, but yeah. I just want to be nice to people. Is that so wrong? You prove to be a gentle, sweet, and compassionate soul. Also, you scored 9,650 points. Everybody likes points. Today's pizza fact is, out of 31,386 pizza places in the States, roughly 83% offer delivery, 91% offer takeout, and 51% offer dine-in service. Do you want to save your game before proceeding to level 3? Yes. Save the game. Moving on to the next stage. Save. Okay. Oops. Just a quick. There we go. Okay. Going back to the main menu. Yes. And that's it for chapter 2 of Arcade Spirits. Wow, almost 2 hours to get through that. Of course, it pause a couple times to just admire the artwork, both of the characters and the backgrounds. So, we've been at the arcade for 2 weeks. We decided we don't want to just do the minimum. We want to do more. We want to step up. So we will find out what that entails in the next chapter. Hopefully it won't take me as long to get around to it. That was fun. I missed this game. But I have started the next semester of school. That was part of the reason for the delay. I have 2 classes that I'm taking, and there's a lot of reading for one of them for the first week. But hopefully that'll taper off. I will try to play again sooner than I did this time around. I have plans. I know where I'm going with this. Well, I've played the game. I mean, I've got all the achievements. But I meant in terms of this playthrough, I know what I'm going to do with it. And I hope you guys enjoy my plans as well. So until next time, which will hopefully be sooner, this is me, signing off. As soon as I can get, there we go. Take care, everyone. Bye.